Ladies and gentlemen, you are now in tune to the Playground Politics Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Michael Francis, the Praying Mantis Coyle. Oh my God. Yes, ladies. Yes, gentlemen. This is how it's going to go down. We're going to have a solo pod. I'm going to go pod crazy. We're going to be podding out this piece. This is what it's going to sound like as soon as we start. Yeah, dude. Mad crickets. All right, dude, let's get this started. My name is Mike Coyle, also known as Crispy Coyle, also known as Mickey Puddlehands, also known as the beast from the east that likes to feast on yeast. I don't even know what that means, but I might just drop 16 real quick and give that to you guys and then just end this. This whole podcast will be just me ripping it. Rack right now is actually in Uganda. He's working on a side project with the people behind Helly Hansen and Voight and McGregor. Kmart's actually doing a capsule project with him, so I'm really proud of him for that. Check for that in your local Kmart in the coming months. I'm thinking it's going to be like a tennis shoe mixed with like a rollerblade. Like you hit a button, the little rollerblade pops out. Because when I think rack, I think tennis shoe, rollerblade. All right? So, I'm just being facetious. But he's out there somewhere crushing it as usual. And we've been gone for a couple weeks. Rack has been touring the world with Rush. And that's a band for all you young bucks out there. Yeah, he's been on tour. He's actually filling in for their drummer right now, which is kind of rough, but it is what it is. I'm gonna hold this down like a fucking tent. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold this down like the down button on a controller. That was the worst analogy I've ever come up with in my life. But we're going to get through a plethora of topics, if you will. And we're going to see how this goes, dude. I just wanted to feed the cast. You know what I mean? I just wanted to feed you guys, throw out a little bit of content. You know what I mean? Give a little bit of Philadelphia hospitality to the rest of this world. A lot of sneaker fuck shit's going on. A lot of fuckery in this sneaker world. And, is it a culture? Is it not a culture? Is it a phenomenon? Is it a fad? We're going to get into all that. So sit back, relax. Grab yourself a 40-ounce Hurricane and just feel every piece of this podcast. You know what I mean? Just get enveloped by my voice. Just let me get in there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let me get in there. All right, so we're gonna start it off. Where should we start? All right, releases. I don't feel like doing releases, so I'm not even gonna do that. Let's just talk about who am I? Who are you? Why do we like sneakers? Why is it even in the conversation? Well, number one, when I was a young boy, the older dudes in the neighborhood always had cool sneakers, right? So I would see like dudes picking up their paper route. We used to deliver to Daily News, right? We used to go pick up these papers and everybody would like congregate there. And the old heads had Jordans, and Jordans when they came in the game were just crushing it, dude. The air bubble, the visible air bubble, dude. I used to think I could literally jump higher and run faster. Now I was husky. When I went to go buy pants at the Julio's on Frankfurt Ave, I went to the husky section. I wasn't quite a man. I wasn't quite a boy. I was husky. You know what I'm saying? And that remains true to this day. I still shop in the husky section. So shout out to all my huskies out there. But yeah, dude. I used to see these sneakers and I used to just want them, and they were mad money. I used to go to this place called the Jock Shop on Frankfurt Avenue. It was one of the joints where it was a mad sneakers on the wall, and it was like a cage, and they all had the shrink wrap, the plastic shrink wrap. You're in a legit establishment when they have shrink wrap over all the sneakers. That if you go up there with cash in your hand, you can haggle with prices if they have shrink wrap. It's a little nugget out there for all you guys. There's not many shrink wrap places left. Nike is eliminating them Johns quick. But yeah, I can remember when the Bojacks and the SC Trainers, the Agassiz, the Tech Challenge, and the Jordan 3 came out. Now this is the first Jordan with visible air after the 2s. And those 3 sneakers, I think, are the most important year in kicks because they just broke the mold. Dude, look at the Jordan 3, right? That on its own is a crusher. Then Agassi came out he was wearing denim tennis shorts with a flowing mullet, crushing the mullet game. And he was wearing like paint splatter shit. At the time, people in tennis were wearing like Daisy Dukes and wife beaters. Like, no one ever wore a wife beater. I completely made that up, but you get the picture. Like they were dressing like the Brady Bunch. Agassi comes out like he was stepping out of the Warriors, wearing some just ridiculous shit, and it worked. And the sneakers on his feet were just amazing, dude. And then you have Bo Jackson. What more can I say? Dude played multiple sports professionally. Yeah, one time, legend has it, somebody hit a ball in the outfield and the dude ran up a wall like a goddamn tarantula. He just ran up the wall like it was his job. Because it was his job. Yo, dude was a monster. He used to hit home runs. He used to hit home runs with a garden hose. Fall back on that. But, yeah, dude, those sneakers were amazing. I've been hooked ever since. You know, for me, that like little drop right there solidified it. And look where we are today. I started doing YouTube videos. When I got sobered up in life, I needed a passion project, something to take my mind off of whatever was going on at the time. Sneakers filled that void. I'm still here today, still buying kicks, and I'm looking at the landscape of things, and things have changed. Let's just say things have changed. Just in YouTube, I won't go too crazy into YouTube because a lot of people listening might not be into the YouTube thing, but YouTube is crazy. If you're not 18 or under with a huge supplemental income from your parents, or older and really into talking shit about other people, you got a really rough go of it. Unless you have like an amazing editor, or, you know, but when I was doing it, it was just a passion thing. It wasn't all about the money. It was just me talking shit about stuff I like I'm doing right now, kind of, which is why I like doing this, right? But I noticed that they made a list. My man, I'm going to give his name. I don't want to fuck it up. His name is Paul. My dude, PGKNOWS. His Instagram is so funny. The comment section is amazing, right? He made a list of the top 60 sneaker collections of all time in no particular order. He had to stress that, right? Now, some of the people on this list may surprise you. Now, when you think of, you might say to yourself, like, well, why does it matter that I have a good collection, or why does it matter that I'm not on the list, or whatever? Yo, people's feelings were hurt. People got in their feelings about this list, right? The comment section is amazing, right? But a couple people I wanted to touch on real quick that I definitely mess with. Obviously, DJ Clark Kent. What more can be said about Clark Kent? Dude is a mythological feature. Dude is amazing. Reasonable doubt. Like, okay, we'll just stop right there, dude. Sneaker collection on another level, right? Mayer. Greg Street all day. That whole ATF crew, dude. Shy McBride. There's a dude named Bike Manx. Go check out if you like BMX bikes from back in the day. BIKEMANX. He restores like GT performers and like dynos and stuff. Dude is ridiculous. He does like Swiss Beats shit. Amazing. Crazy PE collection. Afro Kicks. Skate the Great. These dudes been around forever. Who else we got on here? Retro Kid and Ballin' Twins, Croatian style. They were like Nike Talk era sneaker dudes. These are all like really good Instagram accounts you might want to check out. And, you know, Dependable J, Soul Supreme. Who else we got on here? K-Storm, Bake Griffin. Got the whole Cow Punchers crew. Shout out to them dudes. R.I.P. Slobodan. Yeah, dude, go check out this list. It's really cool. But, yo, at the end, they have DJ Khaled. Yo, God gives thanks for the color blue. Yo, congratulations. You played Nintendo. Like, yeah, dude, DJ Khaled, bro. If you have somebody buy your sneakers for you, I don't know, dude. Like, even if I'm a multi-cajillionaire, I think I still caught my own kicks. Sorry, you know? Like, right now, I'm trying to get a pair of Eminem Air Max. He did like an Air Max capsule. This is a total tangent. This is a whole tangent podcast. But it was DJ AM's personal pair. Shout out to DJ AM, dude. Rest in peace. Really good documentary about that, dude. But this list, man, it ruffled a couple feathers straight up. But that just goes to show you that people do care about whose collection is cool and whose isn't, and who takes note. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny when you think, when Instagram this week, they did this thing where like there was this, everybody was posting like, do not use my stuff. Like, if I post this one picture with these words that say you can't use my stuff, then you can't use it. Yo, hold up, dude. First of all, that little post will not stop anybody from using your stuff, right? Because you got to get it. How do you even back that up? Anyway, I didn't post that. Good luck to you if you did. But Instagram is a wild area right now, dude. But let's talk about some things here. We did a Levi's drop on Nike that sold out in like 5 seconds. Amazing stuff you could have did on that. Nike ID, I think they're trying to make that come back. Man, they have so many possibilities for Nike ID. But if you're going to make a custom, I think you should do New Balance. That's just my 2 cents, right? What else do we have here? I got a little piece of paper here with stuff written down. I'm mostly going to freestyle this whole cast because, that's what I do. But, all right. Basically, brands are not like loyal to you, right? You're loyal to the brand. Whatever brand you wear, you're like a walking billboard for that brand. So like everybody rocks Nikes. I like to just keep it simple. I like made in America stuff. I like New Balance. It's just who I am. Like my dream would be to go to Flimby and go to the factory over there and design my own sneaker. Like imagine that. Imagine walking in there, like it's a nice day outside. You're breathing that England, that Flimby air. You walk in, dude, and there's just materials just everywhere, dude. A kaleidoscope of colors, all different crazy materials. Pigskin suede as far as the eye can see, dude. Just a rainbow effect. And they tell you can pick any outsole, right? Any upper. You can get anything stitched in. Like, imagine how cool that is. Like I did a bespoke. That's where you can go to Nike in New York, I believe, or Japan, and you get to create your own sneaker, dude, from the ground up. It's an amazing experience. It's a lot of money, but it's worth it, I think. You don't do it every day, but it's something that, what would you rather have, that or like 5 pairs of general release bullshit? You know what I mean? So I went with that, and it was a great experience. But New Balance let, I think it was 5 or 6 of their big collectors go over and create their own shoes. New Balance 365 is my man Richie. Richie's one of the biggest, maybe if the biggest New Balance collector. He's in Philly. I got to get him on this podcast. His knowledge is dude, go follow him on Instagram, New Balance 365. Great dude, but he was one of the people. They flew him over to England. Imagine if Nike did this for their people, right? I'm sure they do in their own way, but you don't see a lot of like Nike giving back to the little people that support them, right? New Balance actually took these 5 people, brought them over there, made them feel special, put them up in a nice hotel, fed them, brought them to, drank beers with them, like made them feel like they were a part of the culture of their community. Like that's so dope. And the kicks they came out with are amazing, dude. It's all about the experience for me. Like footwear is cool, but it's a part of your kit. It's a part of your whole makeup. It's a part of who you are. If you're wearing some basic Target sweat shorts with a Hanes t-shirt and a Gap hat, and that's your uniform every day, that's cool, right? But be an individual, right? Like I wear a lot of polo. Yes, I'm not too individual, right? I don't stray too far from the norm. I love Ralph Lauren, right? That's just my shit. I used to work there. I like them as a company. Like I just fuck with Ralph. The boy used to sell ties in a department store. His name was Ralph Lifshitz. You're born Ralph Lifshitz and you're slinging ties and you turn that into the horse. Dude, come on, bro. Dude killed it. And I just respect that. And I put on for that. And I think the garments are dope. My man Dallas Penn says that the gear that they used to make fit an aesthetic. So like you could get a fireman's coat and kind of feel like you're that fireman for that day. It's like your superhero attire. You could get a ski jacket, a bomber, and feel like you're going down the slopes. You can get the fighter pilot jacket. Boom. That's where you're at in life. You know what I mean? It makes you feel a certain way. Clothing makes me feel a type of way. No better feeling than popping off tags of something new, throwing it on, getting out that box of brand new shoes, opening that up and smelling that leather, that suede for the first time, taking out the tissue paper from the inside, lacing it. And by the way, people, I'm going to say this once. Never wear factory laced shoes. You got to unlace them, right? See, they're virgins when you pull them out, dude. You got to unlace that. And then we don't go under over. We go over and then under. That is the OG lace system. It's always over under. The sneaker looks so much better. I think when SBs popped, people realized that. You lace up a dunk low over under, it changes the way that, because that first little lace section that goes under, dude, it's like it's not even there. You want to have that truck that's sitting on top, right? That visible shit. Yeah, dude, looks way better. That's a little PSA right there that I just brought in. But brands like I rep New Balance and Polo. That's who I am. That's where I'm at. I like a lot of new brands. I'm really into Maharishi right now, like their pants, their cargo pants, shit like that. Like I'm kind of feeling that at the moment. And a couple other brands that I like. I like Brain Dead. They got really nice sweatpants. Who else? Born and Raised. I saw a pair of sweatpants. Stussy flies under the radar like a mug. And Supreme. They just had their drop. Now, I'm not a big Supreme dude, right? They only make up to a size extra large. And like I said, I'm brolic. So I'm at least a 2. And they don't even make 2X, right? So they're biased against husky cats. So I can't rock with you, right? Even their hats are really shallow domed. So like, I'm not even really totally feeling that. They're like bottle caps. So yeah, I'm not totally, but who can front on the accessories? Like, yo, they have a voodoo doll. You know what type of balls you have to brand a voodoo doll? Like, think about that. They're selling a voodoo doll. Who does it? Dude, they sold a brick. A brick. And it sold out with the quickness. Think about that. Yo, they're selling a dirt bike. Like, oh my God, dude, their brand is so strong. It's unreal. Like how they can just, that red box with the, when they put box logos out, think of how simple a box logo is. And them shit sell for a grip right after they release. Like, oh my God, they totally have supply and demand down pat. They're the number one brand doing that. No one can front on that. People line up all day long to pay them 20% over retail on their own product. Like you can see a Knowledge water bottle retail $20. Supreme puts their name on it. Now it's $35.40. Who else does that? Nobody can do that. That's crazy. And lines around the block, people fist fighting for Zippo lighters, paying an extra 20% off the top just because they gave it to you instead of the guy down the street. Ridiculous. But at the same time, hey man, it's an aesthetic, something people are going for, and they do more with Gore-Tex than a lot of other brands, and I'm a Gore-Tex nut, so I love that shit. I just wish it would fit. Yeah, I'm a hater. I'm hating right now. It's what I do. What else are we gonna talk about? My dream, really, besides going to to Flimby, I want to go to Japan, dude. I really do. Think about it. Walking around them streets out there, seeing all them people just bustling about in their daily little day, eating some just drop dime ramen, slurping them noodles up while you're walking through Shibuya, just drinking some matcha green tea, going to a geisha, finding a nice little geisha girl to call your own. Sounds like a wonderful week. You know what I'm saying? One day I'll get over there and just dominate. Nah, but I just think that's dope. And talking about different places to go, Flimby, Japan, they're both on my list. I got to get out to California too. Never been there. Shout out to everybody out there in California. You know what I mean? But yeah. So what else you guys want to talk about? We can talk about music, right? Real quick. Hip hop. I've been into hip hop as long as I can remember, right? My cousin was really into rock and roll when I was a little kid, like Motley Crue and Def Leppard and shit. Rock it! Yeah! Sing a line in you. And I was into that too because that's all I really knew. I was around my cousin or whatever. And old heads in the neighborhood, they were really into Kiss and shit. And I never felt at home with that shit. Run DMC comes out and it kind of changes my outlook on shit. You know what I mean? Sucker MCs, dude, it's just infectious. 2 years ago. Dude, oh my God, man. Run DMC is the shit. But hip hop has always been my shit. I just can't say it any more than that. When Biggie came out, like I said, husky as ever. However, polo down to the socks made being a big dude cool. I immediately ran out and got a Kangol, right? I dressed up like Biggie to prom. I loved that shit. He had an attitude. He had a persona. He carried himself well. If anybody ever tells you carry yourself well, just fall back. You know what I mean? Just fall all the way back, dude. Go play freeze tag on 995 by yourself, dolo. But at rush hour. Right now I'm on a little bit of a diet. You know what I mean? I don't diet very well, but I'm going to try it, dude. I'm going to try to lose a couple lbs, get out there. You know what I'm saying? Find Mrs. Right, put a seed in that, get a nice little crib, raise up Crispy Jr., right off into the sunset. Yeah, that'll happen the day they find Jimmy Hoffa in the middle of August when it's snowing. I promised myself I wouldn't get verklempt. Anyway, if you've just tuned in, this is Crispy Radio. All crispy, all the time. Now, I asked what you guys wanted to hear about on my Instagram, and some of you guys said stories. Now, I didn't want to go out and just indict myself on all kinds of crazy stories and shit like that. But I can tell you that sneakers have always been a part of my kit, of my life. Not just wearing a pair of shoes, because everybody's been wearing shoes since they were born. Unless you're that dude that just rolls bare feet all day. Like that one dude that's in the neighborhood. We used to have a dude named Joey Sherwood. Dude was just never in shoes. He just wore bare feet. You know what I mean? Like it was the thing to do. Dude, the bottom of his feet looked like a tire tread. Oh my God. Yo, his heel was just Vibram. Made out of Vibram rubber. But I've always felt a connection with kicks, right? Always. Going all the way back to Air Maxes. Like Air Maxes were always huge in my neighborhood. Like when the 95s came out, dude, they shook the ground. Everybody had 95s. Then the 96s, 97s. Dude, silver bullets, golds. Like, come on, dude. 98s, fire, Gundams. Every single New Balance that came out was crazier. Like they kept pushing the envelope. And then they got to like 2010. And what else you gonna do? They made the whole outsole a fucking air bubble. What more can you do? Have no outsole? Say it's invisible air? Like, come on, dude. They couldn't really. What more can you do? Now they're making the air bubble so big that it feels like you're walking on a fucking Jello shot. Like it's just crazy. Like, but sneakers have always been a part of my lexicon. I can remember when the Jordans started retroing, and like in 2000, 2001, they dropped Space Jams again. And dude, we were so hyped for that. Like it was the first time I really did research. I was like 19, 20. And we went down to Market Street in Philly. And I used to always go down there. There used to be really cool places. Funko Mart, Funkadelphia, Bobito's Footwork. There were these cool little places that you can just go like get hip hop, get vinyl, Armands. Like down Market Street was like our South Street. Like South Street's really touristy. You know what I mean? Like you don't really go to South Street unless you go to Suplex to cop kicks from Suplex. Shout out to everybody down there at Suplex. Chris, Mike, Justin, all the dudes down there. If you want to get a pair of kicks, this is a commercial for free for them dudes because I fuck with them hard. Pause on all of that. But yeah, Market Street was the shit. You know what I mean? I can remember going in Bobito's Footwork and meeting Rich Medina, Big Rich. Him signing my black book. Like these were big things for me, like back in the day. And when the Space Jams came back out, I went to City Blue like 2-3 weeks ahead of time. And the dude there, they size you up to see like what kind of dude you are, right? And I'm like, yo, man, I need them, dude. Like you don't understand. Like this is life or death at the time. And at the time I was the same size I am now, right? Like 11 and a half, 12. Really wanted a 12. So I'm telling the dude, like, yo, is there any way you can hold me down? Like, I'll throw you a couple bones. He was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. And then he like leans in close. He's like, yo, but we might be able to sell them a little bit early. You know, drop like an extra $25 on there, dude. We're probably dropping them early. Now, this is statute of limitations. So none of this can be traced back, right? It wasn't even them. It was probably just homie that worked there. But anyway, long story less long. I go back like a week ahead of time, right? Just because I needed them early, just to stunt, and paid a little bit of extra, and I got a full size small 11, dude. The whole time I rocked them joints was mad painful, but I was just, dude, I looked so right. At the time, I was rocking a lot of Mitchell and Ness, and I can remember going to get the Mitchell and Ness Iverson jersey at the time. Or no, it wasn't even, it was just an authentic. I think Iverson was still playing. It was just an authentic, like a Reebok, or I forget what brand it was at the time. Either Reebok or Adidas, I believe. But it was the black one with the gold, back when Iverson was just killing the step over move on Tyrone Lue. Oh my God. Yeah, dude. I was rocking that like as a get up, man. Oh, crushing it. that was a good time for me, man. You know, when everything was good. There's a time in your life when like responsibilities haven't really crept in yet, but you're old enough to where you're on your own, but you're not old enough to where you got to be totally responsible. Like no kids, no really no aspirations. You're just kind of living, right? And sneakers were huge. Like Air Max Plus for me, right? Tuned Air. In certain countries, that shoe's looked at as like a godsend. Like that shit is banging. But the original colorways, the ocean blue and the tiger, like those are two of the greatest sneakers ever made, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, your kit is not complete without that shoe. You know, when you get dressed, like what do you start with? Do you start with the shoe? Do you start with the shirt? You know, do you even care? Some people just get up, open the drawer, grab the first thing they see, and just be out. Like I can't do that. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I match all crazy. Sometimes I probably look like I'm blind in both eyes. But everything's usually chosen for a reason, you know? And I just think that there's so many flavors out there for people. Like you can still be individual while wearing something that everybody else has. Like it just depends on how you put your shit together. I noticed that a lot of people are rocking like tube socks right now, pulled up. That's something that's a little bit different for where I'm from up here in Philly. Everybody was always ankle socks, right? Ankle socks was the move. The only time I saw people wear tube socks was in Florida. I noticed that back down in Florida, they were doing the tube sock shit mad long ago. But somehow that's creeping up here, and I've been noticing that a lot. But back when I was coming up, it wasn't a thing. Like nobody rocked tube socks. Especially if you're rocking shorts, Jesus, man, I would look crazy. But yeah, I remember when SBs popped. Who remembers when Nike SBs came out and they were so crazy? Like, I love them shits. They kind of got me back into collecting heavy. And then they were dead again. And then all of a sudden Travis Scott comes out and he's like, yeah, they're back. And everybody's like, yeah, they're back. Hey, man, it's all good. You know, I'm down with Travis Scott. But I noticed recently that some shit was going on with StockX, right? Now, StockX is cool. I like how the prices are more reasonable than other places. Like that's kind of like where you go to find out prices or what have you and whatnot. But they had like a data breach and they sent out an email to people like, hey, let us find out what happened first. But you guys just be cool. Like your information definitely got leaked, but yo, it's all good. Oh, that's gangster by StockX. Yeah, our bad. Oh my God. But when we thought about doing this podcast, Rack and myself, we didn't want to be shock jocks, right? I didn't want to come on here and talk shit about other people and get hyped that way. I just wanted to be genuine and just have a genuine conversation about shit that I'm into, right? And I think for the most part, that's cool. But like, you know, this podcast probably won't get very many views. A lot of people probably don't want to hear me bullshit for an hour. But it is what it is. I'm just trying to fill up an hour of your day and take your thoughts off of, your job. That lady at your job that you don't like very much. She's always there when people have a birthday. She's always eating a lot of the cake. She's always just hovering over your shoulder when you're at the water fountain. Like, you know, just ear fucking the shit out of your conversations. Like, I don't like that chick, right? And you don't either. So you can put the earphones in and listen to me for an hour. Just marinate on that. You know what I mean? We'll just politic on this shit. But the subject matter was always, I wasn't too sure whether I wanted to go no holds barred, Zeus and Hogan style, or whether I wanted to have some kind of boundaries, like sobriety. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about that. I didn't know if that would even be popular. I didn't know if that would be something that you guys would even want to hear about. But, you know, it's part of my life. It's, it is what it is. I look at all these trends and kicks, like I didn't know if I wanted to just be trendy and talk about whatever people are talking about at the time, or just talk about what's relevant to us, to me. You know what I mean? Rack is ingrained in this world. He works in it. You know what I mean? Like he can't necessarily, even though he does, he puts himself in harm's way all the time. But, he has to kind of restrain himself for certain things, and that's understandable. But me, I'm not, I'm in this, dude. So like when I see things like the word hype being thrown around all the time and hype beasts, and I look at all these people who are blowing up on Instagram and YouTube, and all they're doing is spending a bunch of money on really popular shit from resellers. Like they're just going to these places. Most of it's in LA too, on Melrose. All right, guys, today we're going to go in Melrose and I'm going to turn my mailman into a hype beast. Yay! And they're like, all right, cool. I think this will fit, man. All right, we got the Bape jersey and we got the Needles shorts. We got the Fear of God ones. These socks are Amiri. Mike Amiri, he wiped his ass with them and they're super dope. And then for the hat, I had to go all the way across the world to get this personally from Gucci. All right, it's Gooch. So now my mailman can deliver mail and he'll be super hyped out, like totally cool. And you know they're not purchasing the shit. It's super transparent that it's fake. Not that it even has to be real, but this content, people are eating it the fuck up. And I'm doing research on this shit like an idiot because I have no idea why it's so popular. I'm seeing these views counts. They're getting like millions of views off of like, my little sister tries on my mags. Oh my God. My little sister tries on my mags. Think about what this world has come to. Something that I was involved in. My videos are still on YouTube. You could search something and see my video and one of these videos in the same line. Like, that's crazy. Like, I get it. It's a money-making ploy for these kids, right? That's all they're in it for. Let's be real. As soon as they get out of college, they're not going to mess with it anymore, and that's cool. You know, they're going to find a great career. They're going to get a big, nice house and have a really unsatisfied wife and just have a great life, right? You know, and that's great. I'm all for that. But from the outside looking in and from the naked eye, to me, it just doesn't add up. I don't understand and I know you try to live vicariously through these people. You get to see them spend all this money, right? Like, that's cool. Like, I get it. But anybody can do it. Like, the same thing with the list of the top 60. Like, I give respect to a lot of those dudes because of their passion, because I know that Croatian has been down with this for longer than I have. Like, I can remember going on Nike Talk and seeing these names, and not that Nike Talk's the badge of honor that you need to have. You didn't need to have a Crooked Tongues handle to be involved in this, but you can tell, like, who's in it because they love it and who's in it because they see a lane. Like, this isn't for the lane. Like, you're making it corny. Like, it's turning into a shit show, and it already is. Like, let's be real. And I'm jaded to it. Like, I almost look right through it now. It almost doesn't even faze me anymore. And that's sad. Like, but I look at it and I kind of just laugh and I think, like, did I contribute to this? Like, is this the new thing? You know what I mean? Like, is this what people do? Like, I can remember when fake sneakers were popping, right? Replicas. And I didn't hate on those dudes for doing that. Like, they saw a check and they took it. Great. I don't always like, if you're getting fake sneakers and you're wearing them, great. You knew they were fake, you bought them. Where I don't like it is that all these sneakers are getting mixed into the pipeline, and you might one might slip through the cracks at StockX. Like, you might purchase a sneaker, get it, and it's Bondulu and you didn't even know. Like, and it's not your fault, and you're paying retail for something that's authentic. I can't rock with that. Like, I hate that shit. And StockX, not for nothing, but sometimes they send stuff back to people for the craziest reasons. Like, my man Has Kicks, he said he had a Supreme shirt sent back because of the smell. Who dictates when something smells a certain way? Like, is there a dude over there with a big nose? He's like, yo, man, this thing kind of smells like mayonnaise. Like, who made you the king of all smells? Like, Mr. StockX smelled. Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here. And he said it was like still in the bag from Supreme. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Has Kicks, man. Such a good dude. Been down for so long. But when I was doing videos, there was like a certain group of us that was kind of in it for the gusto. And some of them are still doing it. And I give them all the credit in the world because it's not easy to come up with content every single day. Like, here I am talking on this microphone, just talking crazy shit, and I got 3 weeks of not talking. Imagine doing this every day. I don't know if I'd be able to do it solo. Oh man, that's got to be rough. You got to find content somewhere. So I do give a little bit of a grace period to a lot of these cats, right? But if every one of your videos is hypebeast shopping, I can't. Don't do La Puma like that. Like Joe La Puma, that's his lane, dog. Like, I don't know, and not like he even started it, but he does the best, right? He gets the hugest guests. Like, yes, the sneakers are crazily overpriced, but I generally enjoy that show. At least they ask some good questions. Like, I like that show. Not a big fan of other shows on that network, but hey, get your checks, guys. It's all good. There used to be a guy named Air Randy. It was a place called Air Randy that used to sell replicas. It used to sell fake shit. And I remember when the Concords came out, man, the Concords were hitting. You know how many Concords those overseas places sold? Fakes? Oh my God. By the way, the 11 is one of the easiest shoes to fake. There's not many material cuts. Like, it's just one strip of patent, a little bit of strip of mesh or some suede, and a little tail piece of leather. Like, they can make them all day. Like, you know how many fake Concords there are out there in this world? Crazy. They even perfected the carbon fiber on the bottom. That shit's nuts, dude. Who do you guys think is the best rapper ever? Right? Tough conversation to have. You can look through the pantheon of greats. This list, another list that just came out. A lot of lists are popping off this last week, right? I even saw a list of the best jewelers. Ben Bowler has a podcast now, and he was talking crazy about this dude named Trax, Trax. And the dude Trax is mad funny, dude. Like, he was trying to get tough. He looks so funny when he's talking tough. You want to laugh, dude? Go check out that dude's videos. Anyway, Ben Bowler was talking about a list of the best 50 jewelers. Like, damn, dude, I didn't even know jewelers. I didn't even know there were 50 of them in that, like, world or whatever. But I'm sure there's, like, glass blowers, dudes that make pipes and shit. Like, every little lane has its own, like, group of people that love it. Like, yes, we're into sneakers, we're into fashion, but there's dudes out there that collect, like, bongs and shit. Back in the day, we used to go into the head shop. And be like, yeah, let me get that bong over there. And the guy at the counter or the girl at the counter would be like, excuse me? And he'd be like, yeah, that bong right there. Can I peep that? And they would be like, what's a bong? And you'd be like, that? And they'd be like, oh, you mean a tobacco water pipe? And you'd be like, yeah. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, they wouldn't let you say anything that resembled the word weed or pot. You had to act like everything was from tobacco. Awful. So stupid, yo. But, yeah, so I'm sure they got their own little lane. But rap and hip-hop is something that's so up in the air. Like, Jay-Z, Nas, like 1, 2, right? Joe Budden, 3? Shout out to Joe Budden, man. I saw that list. That's crazy. I think he definitely wrote that list, But nah, man, I was thinking about that, and I'm not gonna run through 50 just because I don't want to start World War III. But like, I thought a couple people were left off that I really fucked with. You know what I mean? Sean Price being one of them. I'm a big Boot Camp fan. Growing up, the number one cassette tape we used to play in the ride was this Best of Boot tape we had, Boot Camp. And, man, you want to talk about the greatest hits? Yo, Boot Camp Click has some of the best hip-hop from the late 90s, early 2000s, mid-90s, late 90s. They used to have these boardwalk shops in Wildwood that would sell mixtapes. This is before Franklin Mills used to sell the mixed CDs. This is mixtapes. This is like mid-90s. And I used to look forward to going there because I would get, like, the 5 Deadly Venoms. And the Big Mike, and there was all these like crazy mixtapes that I couldn't get anywhere else. And for some reason, they had them on the Wildwood Boardwalk. And I had the Best of Boot Camp cassette tape, and we played that until it popped. Man, I love Boot Camp. Shout out, rest in peace, Sean Price, man. Super underrated as a rapper. And the Rock Ness Monster, like Helter Skelter, OGC, Starang Wonder, no relation to Stevie. No, I'm not West Indian or Haitian, but I'm on probation. Like, yo, so dope, man. If you've never heard of OGC, Original Gun Clappers, go check that out. Smith & Wesson, obviously Black Moon. Yeah, Boot Camp is dope. But they left Sean P off. I thought that was kind of crazy if there's 50 people. And they put other people on there that I thought, kind of yes and no. But the list, I mean, you can't really fuck up 50. Like, I guess you can. You put Joe Budden 3. No offense to him, but come on, 3? Come on, dog. You know you're not 3. But even in Slaughterhouse, I take Royce, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, hip hop has always, like I said before, it always played a part in my life, man. It was always the soundtrack to whatever we were doing, especially Wu-Tang. First, it was the Soul Assassins group, House of Pain, Cypress Hill, Funk Dubious. It was that collective that we really, like, my friends gravitated to. I remember when they were talking about blunts. They'd be, I got the shell toe Adidas with the fat string, the Celtic crosses in the... we used to hear them talk about blunts, and we didn't know about blunts, right? We were mad young. I was like 12 and 10. And we would go to 7-Eleven, and we would see Philly's blunts. So we would buy them and smoke them as is. You know how disgusting a Philly's blunt is? I'm talking the actual cigar. Like, picture going to buy a Philly's blunt and smoking it. Yo, that is the nastiest shit in the world. And we were doing it thinking it was cool, right? Like, we were doing it thinking that's what they were talking about. I got White Owl blunts. We were like, oh, White Owls? Oh, shit, we got to go get them White Owls. Like, yeah, meth's got them. Like, we need that. So stupid, man. Kids are so dumb. And, the first time I smoked weed, oh, man. I'm at 41 minutes. I'll get into this. You guys deserve this. If you've listened this far, I'll give you this nugget. And I'll leave out the innocent. I won't mention any other names. But I'll say me. We got the weed from this older dude in the neighborhood, and he gave it to us in tinfoil. When you cop Reggie in tinfoil, you know you've made a serious error in judgment, right? Because it was the most Reginald of Reggies. Like, it was just Germantown brown. It was just awful. Like, sticks and stems. Anyway, it did nothing. We smoked it. The joint was rolled terribly. Nothing. Not a single tinge of a feeling. Nothing. So I'm thinking this is what pot's like, you know? So the second time, my friend's older sister gave us a little J-Bo, a little joint. We took his dog, Lucky. Lucky's no longer with us. Rest in peace, Lucky. She was like a black sheepdog, as I remember. And I'll leave her in it because she was always down for the crown. And we took Lucky and we walked Lucky up the back of his driveway. And we lit this joint and passed it back and forth. And I started to notice things different, like the feeling of my body. Tingling sensations and such. My head kind of felt light. You know what I mean? And my eyes got red and they closed up tight and I felt kind of weird, but I felt all right. So I took another hit later on that night. There's only 3 things in life that I need: money, safe sex, and a whole lot of weed. When it comes to puffing blunts, yo, I give much love to. Peace to the crew. This bud's for you. I'm outie. Goes. Another word's gone. But the beat goes on. I don't even know what that's from. But I just know those words. I don't know where the fuck that just came from. Holy shit. If you know what song I just sang, that just came out of nowhere, dude. Anyway, that's what this brings back, I guess, in me. We get back to the crib and we put on Tecmo Bowl. Super Tecmo Bowl. We put that on in the old video game console and we sit back and neither one of us hit one button. We sit looking at the screen where you pick a play for like 45 minutes. And I can't feel my legs. So I look over to my boy. I'm like, yo, I can't feel my legs. He's like, what? I'm like, I can't feel my legs. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, I'm paralyzed. I can't feel my legs. He's like, and he punches me in the leg. And I'm like, ah. And he's like, yes, you can. And we were so blunted, like in the beginning of Half Baked, where they go into the convenience store and the dude is in the Slurpee. He's like, I've never been so high in my entire life. And the dude's eating a big Abba Zaba and shit. And yeah, dude, it was like that. It was like mind altering. It was huge. Like the first time I got high, man, it was crazy. And then I was off to the races. Like I can literally say that I smoked pot every single day for like, God, so many years. And I loved every minute of it. Like straight up, can't front. Have no hate in my heart for marijuana. Love that shit. If you can do it, man. Enjoy every fucking minute of it. But man, that first time we got high, man, we just sat and looked at the Tecmo Bowl screen like it was talking to us. Yeah, man, the shit you do when you're kids is just so crazy. Like thinking back to it, and I know a lot of people don't grow up like I did. We were a little bit advanced for our age, you know what I mean, as far as experiences go. But hey, I'm sure everybody has their own little story in that way and such. But I don't want to get too into my my criminal past. But yeah, let's just say I had fun, you know, and I still have fun today. Like you know, I look back at some of the things I did, and I think sneakers actually played a huge part in my life. Like, I know I hate it sounds corny, but it helped save my life. I didn't really have a direction at one point, and it came in at a pivotal point. With the first little bit of money I had from my job, I went to the Cherry Hill Mall and I got some Air Max. It made me feel good. I put them on. It was like a little trophy. It was like a little reward for doing the right thing. And I still look at it to this day like that. Whenever I get my paycheck, I pay my bills. You know, you be responsible. I think that's all important shit. And it's all tied into one another. Like, and why sneakers? I really don't know. It all makes sense to me though for some reason. And I see the waves that it goes in. Like Asics were popular for a while. I was into that. Collabs. I've always been into New Balance. I can't like get away from that too much. And they were real popular. Then they kind of went away. Then like dad shoes came back and shit. And that's all good. But I remain true to that no matter what. But looking at the wave that it's on right now, I think basketball sneakers are going to come back around. LeBron's, Kyrie's, Kobe's, mark my words. Because that was a movement at one point. Like LeBron's were the shot. I remember like House of Hoops when that was like the move. When you used to go to House of Hoops, that was like the place to get shit. Like I look at other podcasts, right? And not necessarily sneaker podcasts, but just podcasts in general. And all the ones that just have one person, they're tough because like I'm sitting here talking and I'm talking to you guys. You guys obviously can't answer back, but it's all good. I want to know though, what are you guys into? What do you guys want to see more of coming from us? Like, what do you guys out there rocking? Like, what's your favorite brand, right? How old is too old to be in the sneakers? Like, I look at Jerry Seinfeld. He's still rocking Air Max, you know what I mean? And I don't think I ever want to stop. Like, I like dressing like this. I like being, you could see that cool dad, like that cool older dude, you know? And I know I'm not going to be rocking my Amiris. And I'm not going to be rocking $1,000 skin tight painted on denim. Like, that's not me. That's them young kids. And that's good for them, right? But I will rock some double RL denim that was made in America from Japanese twill. Like, oh, and I'll be crushing them like that. But to each his own, right? But like, what do you want to see more from us? Rack will be back. He's not gone forever. He's handling business like it's his job because it is his job. And I came here to give you guys a little something. You know, this is from the heart. This is what I do. This is who I am. I love this shit. Right now, I'm wearing a pair of Nike IDs because it's kind of rainy out, you know. Figured I'd throw them on, give them some wear. It's tough when you have a lot of sneakers because you don't know what to wear when you wake up. Like, if you see all these boxes, I got to get some, like, flip downs or something like that. But before I get out of here, I want to say that I sound like I'm always happy, right? I try to put on this front like I'm always happy. You know, I'm always in a good mood. I always try to be nice to people. I've been this way my whole life. I've been a people pleaser before myself even. And it never really benefited me to do that, I don't think. All the people that I thought like were my friends and stuff like that, like I always thought later in life that it would come back around, you know, and all the good things I did for people would benefit me in some way. And maybe they have, and maybe I'm just being thick-headed and not seeing it. But at the end of the day, you got to be out for you, and you got to please yourself. And I'm working on that. And truth is, I haven't been truly happy in a really long time. I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know if anybody's ever going to hear it. But I've been feeling this way for a really long time. And you want to get real, like this is getting real. I'm not happy. I'm still doing the right thing every day. I still go to work every day. I still put one foot in front of the other. I still do my best. And I think that's what you're supposed to do in these situations. Things make me happy. You know, I love spending time with my family and my friends and stuff like that. But my circle of friends has gotten really small. And as we're getting older, my family has gotten very small. People passing away and such. And truthfully, my biggest fear is probably being alone. And I've never said that out loud. And I felt like maybe if I put it out there, maybe that'll come back around. And in the long run, maybe that'll motivate me to do better. And I hate my job. I hate it. Every day, I feel like I'm the guy in Office Space. Every day is worse than the day before. And I always thought that I would find a job in sneakers or footwear. Like, that's where all my knowledge is. It's all I'm good at. Like, and I just never kind of got in it. And it kind of like passed me by in a way. But I feel like I have skills and knowledge that can be used. I just have to find the people that need that. And maybe I'm not looking in the right place. And maybe I just don't know my worth or my niche, right? But I didn't know I was going to say any of this. Truthfully, it's really been on my mind, and I haven't ever had a chance to tell anybody. And so I'm telling you guys. Don't know why. Probably a bad move. But it's the truth. And you would never know it if I didn't tell you. So, with that being said, if you're feeling that way, maybe tell somebody. I don't know. But I know that Rack did this a couple weeks back, and now he's crushing it. And that gave me the motivation to kind of be honest with not just myself, but other people, because I already know the truth. But I need to change. And I got to do it fast. But that's neither here nor there. And I don't want to gloss over what I just said, because it is the truth. And, I'm working on it. And hopefully the next time we talk, something will have happened. Maybe I can work on something in a small way. Who knows? But little things do still make me happy, but retail therapy isn't the answer to any of it, and I know that because I've done it so much. So I don't just buy things to feel better, right? I don't do that anymore, but I did. That's why I have so many sneakers, to tell you the truth. But I still love them. I still love the community. I still love the people in it. I love the connections that I've made from it. And like I said, it helped save my life. So maybe going forward, it might come through again, like my dream job would be a job in the industry. Maybe as a buyer or consultant, or just somebody to work behind the scenes with a brand or a company, But I think being on time for work every day and doing the right thing is still important. So I still do it. But neither here nor there. But guys, I want to say thank you to everyone for listening. This has been 53 minutes of me just rambling about the craziest and dumbest shit ever. If you got through this, I seriously thank you so much. Rack will be back, hopefully for our next episode, which will be next week. This was just something that we didn't want to have dead air again. We wanted to put something out there. He couldn't be here, and that's fine. I told him I would come in and just try to do something. I kind of regret the last 10 minutes, but that's all right. Hey, whatever. It is what it is. If you hear this, then it's all good. If not, then I was just talking to myself. But today's going to be a good day. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to try to better myself. So I think you should all do that. I think it's important to treat yourself right. I'm learning that later in life. And don't be a people pleaser, man. Be a you pleaser. And I'm working on that shit. So with that being said, this is your boy Crispy. We will be back. Everything you heard in this podcast is from the heart. None of this is written down. This is what we call a freestyle last-minute ditch effort to give you guys some tent. And I hope it was somewhat enjoyable. If you made it this far, hit me up on Instagram. You know what I mean? If you want to help Rack and myself better this podcast, you can go over, hit up our link in the description, and drop us a buck or two. You know what I mean? That'd be great. We're not making any money from this. I do it because I really like it, and I want to get the word out there that there are still genuine people in this world that genuinely like sneakers and stuff like that. And I want to give a small shout out to John Geiger. I just saw that his sneakers always continue to sell out. I can't wait for his Air Force One looking sneaker to come out. I think that dude is, I look at what he did and how he started his brand, and he's going against these huge corporations, and he's killing it, and he's an inspiration. And I hope to be somewhat like that in some way, man. I really look to that dude like as an inspiration, and I think his shoes are banging. And I just wanted to say that because I noticed it, and I wanted to mention that at the beginning, that I think his kicks are banging, but I forgot. So there it is at the very end. John Geiger, man, great shit. And everybody else out there who's doing work in the field, I see you guys. I see every little move. You know what I mean? I try to keep tabs on shit when I'm not working. You know, I rarely even watch TV. Truthfully, I'm more in tune to this shit than I am fucking Law and Order or whatever the fuck. I can't really watch Ice-T talk about rapists too much, you know? That's a crazy sentence right there. Holy shit. But I'm going to get out of here. We're at the 56-minute mark. My name is Michael Crispy Coyle. Francis is the middle name. And we're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for listening. And hopefully we'll be back next week. This is Playground Politics. Crispy minus Rack. Be back next week. Hall of Heroes, thank you. We've given away a pair of New Balance. The winner's already been contacted. We'll show you guys what they look like on all our social platforms. I'm going to do the box up real nice, real proper. But this was from the heart. This is Michael. Thank you, guys. Peace. Mayfair, stand up.